Many things are still a baffling mystery in our world. Science doesn't quite yet have all the answers or all the keys to unlock the secrets of our universe. Every day, somewhere, someone sees something they can't explain. Something that we're told is not there, is not real, or simply doesn't exist. Too many reliable people tell of sightings and encounters with the unknown. The myths, legends, folklore, and old wives' tales are usually based in fact and in reality. When a witness to such a strange encounter finds no one believes them and faces ridicule from people they trust and love, they turn to us, the Alabama Bigfoot Society. Now, hello and welcome to this Alabama adventure. As you can see, I've had to get my vintage straw hat, my air-conditioned shirt back on. It's turned off hot summertime back down here in Alabama once again. It's Easter weekend of 2017 to just kind of give you an idea of when we're doing this video. But before we get started on this particular Alabama adventure, I would like to say that we have reached another milestone. We now have over 1,600 subscribers to our channel, and I would like to thank each and every one of you personally, if I possibly could, for subscribing to the channel. I would also like to thank all of you who donate and have donated to the channel. That has been very much appreciated as well as needed and used. Anyway, what I want to talk to you about on this particular Alabama adventure is photographic evidence that we've received over the last month. And what we're going to start off with is the leaning poles video. If you remember that a while back, Dorothy and I were just going down the road. We'd been on a little trip we had to make, and we got to noticing Bigfoot signs. So I just hung the camera out the window, and we videoed a lot of those signs in the woods, stick formations, that type of stuff. And a good friend of mine out in Texas, Herb, who looks at all these videos for us to see if he can find anything in it, found 2 Bigfoot in that particular video. And I'm going to show you those pictures in just a minute. And then about a month or so ago, a good friend of mine from over in Tuscaloosa came down, and I was showing her some Bigfoot signs in one of my favorite research areas, or places that I enjoy looking for Bigfoot. And she actually saw a Bigfoot standing on the hill. Now, I didn't get to see him. Of course, you know, with all the trouble I've had with my eyes, I couldn't see a Bigfoot right now if he came up behind us and mooned us this afternoon. But maybe that won't happen, so we won't have to have a R rating on this video. But anyway, what I want you to do is just sit back and look at these photographs. And we also, that day that my friend from Tuscaloosa came over, we even found a track on the back side of the hill where he was at, and I'm going to show you that in just a minute. But now, from the tail end of the Appalachian mountain chain in the heart of the South, this is Alabama Adventure. Okay, and now on this Alabama adventure, I have some photographs of Bigfoot that I want you to look at. We have made these over about the last month. These came out, most of them came out of a video we did a while back called Leaning Poles. And I'll tell you the exact time of the photograph on the video as we sort of go along. And if you'll notice, I've had to come out of my long sleeve shirt, and I got my sleeveless shirt back on now, and my summer hat, because it has turned off hot weather down here in Alabama once again, and sort of looking for a hot summer. But anyway, I've been working on the brim of this hat, trying to get it looking right. Just hadn't got it just exactly like I wanted yet. But maybe over the next video or two, we'll have some good luck with that and get things running down here. Anyway, let's look at this first picture of Chico and I, back when we had our old Jeep Cherokee. Chico was riding down the road. He was looking out the window to see if he might spot a Bigfoot or anything else out there in the woods. But thanks to one of our fine residents here in Wadley, a little 15-year-old boy that decided he would vandalize the Jeep to the point that it couldn't be repaired, just because we had Alabama Bigfoot Society written on the side of it. He accomplished his little mission, and maybe he made some points in his little gang vandalizing an old 60-year-old man's Jeep. Anyway, I'm sure they probably made him president of the a gang, but anyway, or whatever they call the leader or whatever. Anyway, let's go to photo number one. It was made at 6:57, and if you will notice, just off to the center of this video, of this photograph, there appears to be some type of figure standing out there in the woods, pretty much behind a tree. And what we did here on, let's go to photograph number two. What we did, well, what a friend of mine did was he zoomed in and blew the photograph up, and you can actually see that there is a creature standing out there either in front of or behind that tree. You can see its shoulder, its right arm, and its left arm. If you will look closely, you can see that its head is a cone-shaped head. Also, if you look close in this picture and you have a big screen TV, you might could pick up some other details. And if you do pick up something, just let me know what you think you might see in the photograph. But anyway, now let's go back to photograph 1B. And this is where I outlined the creature. As I said, you can see it does have a cone-shaped head, and one of its arms there that it's holding up, it looks like it may be holding something in its hand, therefore the sunlight's reflecting off of it, and it looks real white, or it could just be the sunlight reflecting off of the top or the palm of its hand. But you can actually see pretty much legs, you can see the body, you can see the head and the shoulders very well in this photograph. Okay, now let's go to the next picture. Hold on just a second. I'm having trouble with these pictures this afternoon. Okay, this is I believe this is photograph 4, where we have contrasted and enhanced the picture a little bit to where you can see the Bigfoot a little bit better out there in the woods. But that I would say was without a doubt a Bigfoot, because whatever it is standing on 2 hind legs, and it appears to be covered in hair. Okay, now let's go on to the next picture, which is photo number 4. This particular picture right here was made just a few seconds later at 7:10, and you can see that the creature has actually moved from in front of or behind that tree and is walking behind a clump of other little trees out there. And my friend out in Texas who actually found this, and that's what he did in the military, was look at pictures to see what all he could find in them as far as enemy stuff that they were looking for back whenever he was in the military. I'm not sure what that's called, but anyway, he's the one that actually found this, and he has a little red box around the creature out there, as you can very well see. Okay, now let's go on to the next photo, which is photo 5. Photo 5 was made at 7:10, and you can see that there is a little bit of movement again, and he also has a red box around the creature right there. Okay, now let's go to photo 6. This this photo was made at 8:33 in the Leaning Poles video, and for me to just look at it, it just looked like a clump of leaves or a limb or a bush or something under that tree. But I'll go on and call his first name Herb out in Texas. Spotted this, and whenever he zoomed in on it, you could actually tell that it was a Bigfoot laying there on the ground, apparently camouflaged. That's the way they camouflage in. And here in the next photo, which is photo 7, I outlined the creature, and you can see its head, you can see one of his arms very plain, and if you look down toward the right side of it as you're looking at it, you can actually see its legs laying there. But that is the way that they camouflage themselves in the woods. There are several other ways that they do it, but this is one way to make themselves look like trash or underbrush or something like that out there in the woods. Okay, now let's go to the next picture. This is photo number 8, and a friend of mine came down about a month ago from over in Tuscaloosa, and she came down wanting us to go out on location. She wanted me to show her some signs that we're having over here in this part of the state, like bent trees, broken trees, all that type of stuff. And that's what we did. We went out to one of my research areas, and as we came walking along past this hill, she and a friend that came down with her noticed that there appeared to be a figure standing in front of a tree up on the very top of this hill. And it is on top of the hill, as you can tell. And of course, with my eyesight and everything, I couldn't see it. But she did make several photographs, and when she got home and downloaded the photographs, this is what she sent me, that she had actually captured a Bigfoot in broad daylight standing on the hill watching us all as we were looking for him. And then here in the next photo, photo 9, I circled the creature so you could see it very well. And we believe that that's what that was standing on the hill up there. It was a Bigfoot watching us as we were out looking at signs and that type of stuff in the woods that day. Okay, then if you will go to photograph HB2, this is we circled around this hill as we were looking at signs and that type of stuff, which was a pretty good sized little hill. But anyway, we made it around to the back side. And as we did, we found this track. This could have been a track made by that Bigfoot standing in that previous picture that you just saw. But this was a pretty good sized track over there that we managed to find that afternoon. But anyway, that's just some photographs that I wanted you to look at real quick that we have managed to get. We have managed to get several footprint tracks over the last month. If you remember, Dorothy and I found one down on a creek on a dirt road. We found a track on both sides of the road. We found some tracks up in DeKalb County. We've had tracks from DeKalb County sent over the past month. There's just a lot of tracks being found here lately, and that means that Bigfoot is moving around, but it's because of all the logging that's being done, and it's running him out of his home and his habitat and that type of stuff. But that's a topic for another video. But I just wanted you to look at some of these Bigfoot photographs that we had managed to capture over the last month and see what you think of them. Now, just let me say real quickly that there are a lot of skeptics and debunkers out there who make a lot of money off of doing their little documentaries and writing their books and their magazine articles and doing seminars claiming that all of us serious Bigfoot investigators are just hoaxing the Bigfoot phenomenon, which we are not. Let me also add that with the photographic evidence, the footprint, and the 2 eyewitnesses' account that I have just talked about, that if you were carried to a court of law for any charge in this country and this much evidence was against you, you would certainly be found guilty. Say, for instance, that you rolled into town here one day and you decided you wanted to rob our local convenience store. If we had this many photos of you doing that, along with a footprint, along with 2 eyewitnesses' account that positively identified you, right now you'd be sitting down in Atmore, Alabama, in Holman Prison on the inside looking out. Now, for almost all my life, I have researched Bigfoot, and I have found out a lot of information on him. One thing that you need to keep in mind is when you do go to searching for the truth on something, is can you handle that truth? And a lot of people couldn't handle the truth about what I have found out and what I know about Bigfoot. Look back a few years ago at Dr. Melba Ketchum when she did all of her DNA research on Bigfoot and that type of stuff, and all the things she found. And then when she turned all of her findings into this company that was supposed to publish her findings, they would not because of what she found. And I heard her say in a video that I watched a while back that she had finally sold her business. She had been ridiculed for many years and had lost a lot of credibility because of what she had found. And that would be the same way that I feel that it would be with me if I told everything that I have found out about Bigfoot and I have learned about it over the years. Can you handle the truth? Some people can and some people can't. I heard a man, Stanton Freeman, who was an old UFO investigator that I believe has passed on now, say one time that the truth about UFOs and that type of stuff would change a lot of politics in this country, would change a lot of religious beliefs. It's the same way with Bigfoot, with some of the evidence I've found, and I would like to go into more detail than that, but I cannot at this particular time. But there's a lot more to Bigfoot than what you think. But anyway, I just wanted to throw that in right quick, and you might want to do some research yourself. Okay, now before we close this video on out, I got a little something else I want to talk to about, or to maybe just bring up and let you think about, and we'll get to it in a video a little bit later on. Every time I go somewhere to do a seminar or a talk or whatever, one of the first questions I get is, what is Bigfoot? And we don't know exactly yet what Bigfoot is. There are several theories on what he could be or what it could be. I know I refer to it in the masculine sense a lot, but they are both male and female, as the Patterson film proved that they are female. Anyway, you never know in a picture whenever you're going to run up on another one. You just have to sort of keep your eyes open for something like that. But there are many, many possibilities right now as to what Bigfoot may be. It's very possible that it's a dimensional creature and that it can move from one dimension to another, which I have not been completely convinced that it is not. I do believe that it can go from one dimension to another, even if it is a partially flesh and blood creature. I believe that they are about 50% human. What the other 50% is, I'm not exactly sure. You might want to go back and do some research on Dr. Melba Ketchum and some of her DNA work that she did several years ago. That might help you come to a conclusion on what they may be. Are there different species of Bigfoot? Yes, I certainly believe there are. We know in Florida there's a skunk ape. We know there's a white one that has hair completely all over its face. We know that there's another type of Bigfoot that doesn't have a whole lot of hair on its face, more like Patty in the Patterson film. But we also have run across the theories, and people mention from time to time, do you think it's some of the Nephilim, or Nephilim, however you want to pronounce it, from the Bible? That's very possible also. As a matter of fact, there are 3 different references in the Bible that I believe that could refer to Bigfoot, and I do want to do a video on that pretty soon. There is one other thing about Bigfoot that comes out of the Bible that would, if it is true, would explain a lot, and I plan to get on that on a video very soon. I have promised some people that I would not, and then some other things that come up that it really needs to be addressed and talked about. If you would like to do a little research on Bible type stuff, I've been talking to some people out west that are Mormons with the Church of Latter-day Saints. Most of the Latter-day Saints, not all the Latter-day Saints, but most of them in that particular denomination, or whatever it's called. I don't know exactly what everything is called, but in that particular church, if it's a denomination, then it's a denomination. If it's not, it's not. It doesn't matter to me what it is, but what they call themselves. But they actually acknowledge that Bigfoot is real. So you might want to do a little research into that and see what you think about it, because I do plan on doing a video about that very soon. But anyway, have a little something else I want you to look at real quick. Okay, if you remember back in a video a few months ago, I complained about Ever-Ready batteries, or about the SARS battery that was on the market. But I have decided now that Energizer Max has given them a lot of close competition of becoming the absolute sorriest battery on the market that will not last. It certainly does not last in the cameras and flashlights that I use over 3 or 4 times. But sometimes when you're in a position to where you can't get a better battery, you have to settle for what's at your local store, and that's what I'm having to do right now. I do so many battery failures in these videos that's about all I do is change batteries a lot of time. So now that I have done an advertisement for Energizer, which is quickly becoming one of the worst batteries on the market, I guess that's their goal in their marketing. But anyway, if it is, I wish they would let me take over the company. But anyway, somebody needs to run it that would try to at least have a battery that could last maybe 1 day and something. But anyway, we'll get back to that on another video. What I would like for you to do now, if you have watched these videos that I do, you'll know that I do enjoy antiques and older type stuff and things like that. I guess the reason is it's a reminder of a better day in time and a time of history that is gone past and will never return. What I have done here is I have gone around in several counties near here where I have found some old rock chimneys, and I've made photographs of them. And that's what I'm going to get Dorothy to do, is to run these old chimneys. Maybe you'll enjoy looking at them, and let her put on a little background music as you do. And I hope you enjoy looking at these chimneys. Okay, with all of that being said now, I guess I'm going to have to bring this video to a close, and I'd better do it quick before the batteries die and I have to run to the store and buy more. But anyway, as I always do, I'd like to say hello to my granddaughter Madison. I would like to also tell you that the Alabama Bigfoot Society is run completely out of pocket, and if you are in a position or if you would like to make a donation, that would be very much appreciated. You can go on our website, alabamabigfootsociety.com, and on the front page you'll find a place where you can make that donation. If you like this video and you like what we're doing down here with the videos, would like you to give us a like and to subscribe to the channel. I guess with all that being said, that I'll be looking for you next time on the next Alabama adventure, getting close to Bigfoot.